1923, the University of Alabama offered Wade their head coaching position. What they got was an iron disciplinarian who immediately transformed the culture of Alabama football. Wade's players called him the Bear.
We ride with legends, we roll with pride. From Wade to Saban, the Crimson Tide. 18 rings, the record's clear. Dynasty built year after year. We teach the past, we preach the now. We break it down, show you how. From Bryant's grit to Bama's roll, we stomp the field and on the score. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. Basketball's rise, so leads the way. Final four dreams in full display. Gymnastics flips with flawless grace. Champions born in every space. We honor hustle, we praise the grind. Every sport, every tight mind. From hardwood heat to balance beam. We rep the red, we rep the team. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. We don't just talk, we educate. Breaking down plays, we elevate Heisman runs and draft day fame. We know the stats, we name the game. Rivals tremble when down us kneel. We bring the facts, we bring the fear. The same just hype its legacy. The tide rolls deep in history. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. So tune in loud, let the story unfold. Of crimson fire and hearts so bold. We shine the light on every win. From past to present we dive in. This show's for fans who bleed that red. Who know the names, the paths they tread. We're not just proud, we're certified. The voice, the pulse of Crimson Tide. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove.
And roll tide, everybody. Roll tide. Welcome to Tide Sports, the Alabama football megacast. Alabama Nation, thank you for joining me today on whichever virtual space you have chosen. Tell everybody to lock me in. Buckle up, and let's talk about your Crimson Tide, the greatest dynasty the world has ever seen. Now, I'm a Laker fan. I'm also a Laker fan. But the Lakers ain't got nothing on the doggone time, especially now, because is LeBron still playing out there? Is LeBron still? I'm talking to TikTok. Is LeBron still out there? But before we get to rolling, share a pound with the brother and drop it right down on the subscribe button as you folks settle in. We're on the run to our next major goal of 700. Let's keep it going and keep it growing. I need the people of Bama Nation to get to where this network is got to go. And remember, if I successfully stimulate the happy juice in your gray matter and make your funny bone jiggle, let the algorithm know what's going on. And poke that like button right on in the eye. Just poke it in the eye. Just poke it on the eye. He'll be all right. I want to get started, man. Today, I got a little heat today. It's going to heat up as we go because we're switching over to the hardwood. We got to talk about what's going on in the hardwood, but we got to talk about last night, man. I know we got nobody want to talk about last night, but we got to talk about last night. I know the Tide wasn't there. We didn't play. We didn't make it. I know. We got to talk about last night. You know, the world's been obsessing over the Hoosiers and the Hurricanes and looking at the tape through, you know, I've been looking at it through crimson lenses because the Tide, man, you know, we're going to just watch history. Eventually, we're going to be dictated. We're going to be right back in the driver's seat. Even though a lot of people did not believe that, don't believe that, I believe we're going to get there. Now, watching last night, I just knew Indiana was going to do it. I thought they would do Miami actually worse than that, but I'm a conspiracist also. But we all know that the U stands for underwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows. Did you expect Miami? They ain't win that conference. They ain't won. They played for the ACC once, but since joining the ACC, since getting out of preschool called the Big East and joining the Big Boy Conference up to about 3 years ago, they ain't won nothing. So yeah, they was on a run. So all you gotta do is validate. We do it in golf all the time. You got a birdie? No, you ain't getting a birdie on that hole. You gotta make a par on the next hole. Validate. The golfers, they know what I'm talking about. So Miami, come on back and do it again. Come on, sit a spell. We can do it again. We'll watch you guys go all the way, and y'all can do it. Outside of that, shut the hell up. I don't want to hear we did this. So we head down to the 305, and as Yahoo Sports captured the ultimate moment with Fernando Mendoza at the end of the game said, "I told you so." That boy got some biggins. You hear me? I mean, he walked the walk. He went right up into their backyard, and really his backyard since he's from there. And we were talking about it. He was 19 for 22, but it was 4 plays. It was 4 plays that really, to me, dictated his whole night. And that's all that mattered. That what's it called? Shoulder throw he did to his guy, and the guy caught it with his wrist, and he caught it with 3 fingers. Man, that's championship stuff right there, man. I mean, came there rocking the 6-figure Rolex, custom chains, post games at the post game. You knew he was from Miami then, because he was a doggone boxer after a heavyweight title fight in Vegas. That man was slugged up. I said, okay, now I understand you, Mr. Mendoza, sir. You know, he did his thing, man. It was a historical thing. I mean, Indiana didn't just win the game, man. It was 16-0. Saban went something and but 16-0, first to do it. There may be another, but it broke a 132-year record set by Yale. Yeah. Yale University produces all the conservatives. Yeah. That Yale. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Miami fans were over there looking like they, that's normal. Like they just raided Goodwill for all them orange shirts they had, and they hit the pawn shop to get all the Glory Day gold back out, only to watch it all vanish. It's just all faded away. There was now y'all was ugly. Internet, y'all was ugly what y'all did to doggone Michael Irvin. I mean, putting that man with all that powdered sugar around his nose on various pictures, even standing right next to the president of the United States. Y'all got the president's son and Michael Irvin, and they got powdered sugar around their nose. Y'all wrong for that, internet. That's just dirty. That's just low down and dirty. It was funny, but Michael Irvin going through something, man. Let that man live. He got to go back to regular life now, man. I don't know if you guys know this, but his wife is ill, and it's tough, man. Give Michael Irvin, let that man live, man. But that first half, it was a defensive slugfest. I mean, Miami hung in there. I said, they're going to be able to go blow these guys? The defense was up to it. The offense was not quite up to it. They hung in there. But, they had them out of their rhythm, man. Headed into the locker room, Miami, with Indiana up by 10. They did a heck of a job coming back in the third quarter. I mean, they were trying to find some traction. They were trying to run a marathon in hiking boots on a grease floor, man. But they did come back, man. And they found a spark, man. That Mark Fletcher took off. That dude took off. He was gone. 50-something yards, crazy. 57 yards is what it was. And the Miami faithful began to believe again. They thought that they want to take that gold back to the pawn shop no time soon. They're going to be flexing it for the rest of the year. But it wasn't to be, man. Because that block punt, man, that's That block punt is something else. You ever I don't know, threw a ball or football, and you mistakenly threw the girl, threw it and hit the girl that was the bully girl, and you mistakenly hit her on the shoulder or the back of the head, and you're like, oh, Teresa, I didn't mean to do it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to do it. And just when you thought she had forgiven you, it was like running that 57-yard sprint to the end zone, like Fletcher did. Turns around and kicks you right in the balls. That's what that was like last night. That was that was that Mikael Kamara and Isaiah Jones scooped that thing up for a touchdown. And then Mendoza, man, that 12-yard touchdown, man, he was out there looking like John Elway. Y'all remember John Elway when John Elway had to stick his head in there and get it? He did it. That was a flicked run, but he got it done. He took some pops. He had to go see the doctor after that doggone thing. He spun into the end zone with that kind of Moxley. We usually reserve for people wearing crimson and white, but I got to give it to him, man. I learned a lot last night. And then finally, another Miami native that the Hurricanes passed over. It was just karma, baby, coming back to smack you in the forehead. That's it. That's what happened to y'all last night. The quarterback from Miami, the dude who sealed the deal on y'all, Jamari Sharp, a Miami native, sealed the deal with an interception on the worst pass of Carson Beck's life to this point. I'm sure he was signed with the Cleveland Browns or the Cincinnati Bengals or Jets. There will be many more horrible passes by Carson. I already got my Lambo Beck. I mean, he didn't just catch the ball, man. He caught the ball, damn near blew his knee out, trying to figure out. He started to run for a return, and it dawned on him he needed to take a knee, and he almost blew his knee out. But he's all right today. We're glad to report. And man, he didn't just catch that ball, man. He took the hopes of all of South Florida and threw them into the Atlantic Ocean, finishing the game 27-21. South Florida has not been that disappointed in a long time since they read some election results about a decade ago. Anyway, 12 power moves that I think Alabama could really use from this whole Cincinnati, Indiana thing, just to learn some things. And some of these things are already in motion, folks. To ensure that we are getting to number 19 sometime soon, we ought to make sure that we reestablish that wall of Tuscaloosa, man. We got to recruit, and they've already started. I ain't gonna say recruit. How should I say? Inhale from the portal. I will say suck out of the portal, but that sounds disgusting. We must recruit and develop interior linemen who don't just occupy gaps, but they there to reset the line of scrimmage, 3 yards deep on every snap. That's how Alabama used to roll. 1.5 yards in the first half, then 3. Caving folks chase chest in. And they've already started. I don't know if y'all been watching this portal, but trust me, folks, casual fan, I'm here to give you information. Hit the subscribe button, follow me, whatever, jump on Facebook, whatever that is, follow me over there. I'll keep you informed as best I can. Next thing, we need to get a quarterback that can get as close, if not over, to that 70% completion. Just make that the floor. Whether it's short passes or whatever, whether receivers got to get better, where we need more blocking. We got to get into a place where we can be rhythmic, rhythmic efficiency. That's what you saw last night. You don't have to throw the ball 35 times, 40 times in college football. The man threw the ball like 22 times and won that championship and finished the season 16-0. If anything I'll say about that game, Indiana look off. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't beat Miami down. Or Miami's just better than I thought they were on defense. But people kept telling me, especially my friends I was watching the game with, they said, Beck going back. Beck will be becking. I was like, man, let's throw that man out. Give him a break. Next thing Alabama needs to worry about. We need to get down back to becoming a third down terror. Get these guys to third and long, 3rd and 7, and just blitz the crap out of them. The defense need to implement more of those chaos packages they had under all the rest of the defense coordinators and Nick Saban, and cause terror. using, use them disguises. Sometimes that works, but sometimes you just gotta let people know. Excuse me, sir, Mr. Quarterback. Yes, I'm coming. You have approximately 0.85 seconds to get rid of the ball. This guy right here is not going to slow me down. Have a good game. That's what you said at the beginning of the game. And then at halftime, you saying like, this other guy right here who didn't start the game, you have 2.45 seconds through the ball. Because I'm gonna slap him. And he ain't even played all game. This is the kind of stuff that used to happen and just destroy people. Got somebody coming there saying something, man. What up with you? It's me. Thank you, it's me for checking. Hey man, I'm trying to help seeing how we're gonna piece this thing together. How's the tide gonna bounce back? Another thing we do, man, this NIL, this culture first, man, we got to use our NIL resources to attract grinders who prioritize the weight room over Instagram followers. I do not know, and I don't know I know Indiana has invested a lot of money in their football game, but when you got patches in your field, you probably don't even have no cut the grass because nobody really cares. It take you $30 million just to catch up. So I don't know how much they paid for their team or their players, but what I do know, Signetti has an eye for one thing and one thing most important. That's a mother-sucking football player. He knows football players, just like Saban knows football players, just like a couple people probably know football players. Hopefully, maybe Jeremy Pruitt knows football players. He's out. Hey, Jeremy, if you can, man, I hope everything's going good. Man, I'm just saying, just in case we got to call somebody in to help with this, I don't know, we just need somebody to help with our nastiness. But, I'm reminded, what's the comedian name? Randy Brown from Birmingham. He was saying, man, the culture is gone, man. It's a different culture. Back in the day, you would have somebody coming there doing TikTok videos and all that stuff. He said, after seeing it's me for a second. He says, after seeing what Cuba did this year, what's stopping some Saudi or dude from buying a team? It's nothing. Nothing. It's nothing. It's the way the chips fall. I actually love it. And just so y'all know, Colin Cowherd said that all the teams you love today down here in the South, from LSU, they mentioned Georgia, they mentioned Alabama. Colin Cowherd, Cowturd for some, he said that we won't even be mentioned around the playoffs in about 10 years. He said we're gonna be gone. We're gonna be go by the way of the dodo bird. You know what I'm saying? We'll be like Yale. The record that was broken last night was Yale's 132. Do you talk about send me a message. Let me know if you talk about Yale football and where that actually takes place. And let me know exactly what kind of centenarian are you? Are you 101 or you 103? Because ain't nobody talking about Yale football. He's saying that's how Alabama's going to be because the money's just too high. And Nick Saban even came back and said that, yeah, the NIL has given the Big Ten an advantage. I say, you know what? That mean you, y'all, all y'all need to go down and buy you a hat and t-shirt at least 4 or 5 times a year, and we'll be fine. We're going to be fine. But we still, even with the money, you got to have some people that prioritize winning. I don't know how you do it. Is it a psychological thing? Or can you bring in anybody and get them on some kind of mental workout with a sports psychologist to get them in the right frame of mind? I don't know what you got to do, but you got to do something because what's going on right now is not working. And then the elite special teams aggression. Y'all remember Javier Arenas? Y'all remember Freddie Millens? The Deuce? What's going on, man? We ought to be expecting some good old Beamer ball. I don't know why people can implement this and even in the portal. Why? I don't know who these people are, but there's a top 5 returner in the FCS. There's a top 5 returner in the FCS. There's a top 5 returner in Division II. Why none of these people hitting the Crimson Tide? Because obviously we had Cole. We did a good job catching the ball. I don't remember him fumbling. I don't remember it bouncing off his face mask. But the part where you get the return or the kickoff and you start running that way, you saw Ryan Williams do a little bit of something in his freshman year. We saw what's the guy that's gone away now, Jalen Mbakwe. He did something and fumbled the ball. I mean, what? Where is the elite special teams person at the University of Alabama? Where are they at? Can we get one? I don't even want La'Seal Brooks back there. He can do it, but he's beyond that now. Why? Because I know one receivers. I was saying, number one. One of our top 3 receivers is just out of he need. We need La'Seal to concentrate because he may start getting wide receiver 1 type looks and definitely wide receiver 2. The wide receiver 3 is probably going to be Ryan Williams. And I don't know. That's the start of the season. I don't know where we're going to be around game 3. Hopefully, he pulls it all together. Now, one thing we saw last night, when that passing game for Indiana started looking dicey, what'd they do? They ran the ball. And I was on the phone with a guy, on the call podcast with a guy. He kept saying they're going to hit the A gap. Yeah, they hit the A gap. Most times they hit the left A gap, then other times they hit the right A gap. And it was so effective. It was so effective. One person was saying on the show I was on, he was like, man, this is like, they running these high school plays. Yeah, it don't matter. It don't matter. I'm reminded by my friends who played for Coach Buzz Busby. It didn't matter. Coach Buzz Busby wanted to just tell him where the play was coming. And if he stopped it, he was coming to the bench. Now, I don't want to be that stupid, but it don't matter. You know they was coming to the A gap. If you don't know what the A gap is, guys and girls, that's on the hip cheeks of the doggone center. The guy that hikes the ball. That's an A. That's an A. That's where the ball's going. More than half the time. You think somebody would stuff it with something. A door, old Volkswagen, maybe a pack of pit bulls. No. Didn't matter. Whatever they did at Miami, slanted, whatever, only a run blitz would stop it if they made the tackle. We got to get back to that death row running rotation. Implement that 3-back system. Y'all remember when we was running, who was it? We had, was it Ingram, Richardson, and I forget the big dude. Do y'all remember that? We was killing people for keep them fresh. And they all can do pretty much the same thing. Spin guy, I can't think of his big guy. We got to get back to that, man. This whole thing, utilizing real-time data, I think everybody does a little bit of some of that, but sometimes I think that kind of bit us in the butt against Indiana. Y'all remember when we went for the 4th down on the first quarter? That didn't work. So I'm gonna skip over that. I don't that didn't even feel right to see them even line up from a 4th down in the third from the 30 our own 30-some yard line. My soul didn't feel right about that. Now, we did bring in a guy named, I think it's Carmel Allen coming over from Mercer. Now, this guy may be one of those picks that will help us with this. That man-to-man lockdown mentality. I know you play. I know you gotta play the zone because people just get tired. But when it's crunch time, our boys gotta be able to lock people down. I mean, they gotta put them on Big Al Island or whatever you want to call it. Zay Brown can do that. You know what I'm saying? I think Dijon Lee can do that. And the guy we got coming in now that's probably gonna rotate with Red Morgan, he's gonna do that. He's coming out of Mercer. I'm gonna say, who? Mercer? FCS Mercer? Yeah, FCS Mercer. Because when the Crimson Tide played Mercer, whoever that guy was covering did not catch a pass the entire game. That means you could possibly have 3 lockdown corners, and I love every minute of that. Next thing, and I know I always heard Kane Womack talk about this, and even Slick Sheridan, when he was up there, they said the offensive scheme has to prioritize having at least 5 plays of 20 yards or game to keep the defensive coordinators in a state of panic, a constant state of panic. Now, they try to do that, but if you got a run game, not going to happen. So I'm saying, go back up to number 2, fix the run game, come back down here to number 9, and get those plays up. What happened to Jalen Milroe and Ryan Williams going deep? He was launching them things like Scud missiles, and people was catching them. This year, we had a decent pass game, but it wasn't no deep stuff to really back people up. Not enough of it, at least. Always Jeremy Bernard going across the formation, going across the whole field. When people found out we want to do that, they started sending more pressure against to Ty. Ain't had time. They had no reason to back up. You could play a zone like that because the running game wasn't going nowhere. I would like to just go back and watch every run play. If somebody out there want to do a video for me and tell me where I can find it, go do a video of every run play for the University of Alabama this year. Play it full speed. If you got it on the all 22, I would love it. But play it full speed. The next time I want you to play it like full speed, then play it in slow motion. Because I bet you 30-something% of our plays, our running backs ran into our own man. I ain't even joking. I think that's real. Next, that mental fortitude training. Bring in the specialists, man. You know, they have sports psychologists. I just don't think our team stays up. Or maybe we just need to do a good job of just bringing in people who are already up. People that just like fighting. They play football because they said, wait a minute. So you telling me when I put this helmet on and I put these funny little shoes on and all the rest of this stuff, go over there and the man blow the whistle, we pretty much can fight until you blow the whistle again. Yeah, sign me up for that. We got to get some, I don't know what it is. You know, it's like, I saw DeBoer having to change his demeanor, but he probably was thinking the whole time, like, why am I having to pump these dudes up? We know we're supposed to be, this is smash them in the face. And I don't know, sometimes I think DeBoer got more fire than some of the guys that's out there actually hitting people. His job is to hit people on defense. I think he just be fired up more than they are. And then that home field, man, you know, I think the crowd does a good job, man. But when you sit out there and they don't recognize their team, if you want more involvement from the crowd to get them all excited about what's going on, what's happening, I think you gotta give them the team that they've been watching or heard about. Oh, Bear Bryant, he'll run down your throat. He don't care if he was down by 15 points. He gonna come back and beat you by 21 by running the ball. Had pastors. Joe Namath did go to the University of Alabama. Kenny Stabler went to the University of Alabama, right? Had passes. Still ran the ball. Run the ball. All of our problems about running the ball. Run the ball, a lot of the problems go away. Run the ball effectively, everything goes away because it's going to take grit and nastiness to do that. Now, every year, they need to interview everybody. Players that's leaving, players that think they're coming back, players that, and I think they do this because people that hit the portal, University of Alabama, they still over there sitting. They sitting right there. It's almost like they was asked to jump in there, like they didn't want to go. But anyway, we need to make sure everybody got that, meet that championship criteria. Whatever it is Caleb DeBoer wants to see from everybody, needs to make sure that they have that instilled in their head. Now, that's not just a wish list that somebody put on a napkin at Dreamland Barbecue. Is like, yeah, I think we ought to do that. That's a blueprint. There's a total system makeover that's happening right now. This team has been reconstructed because of the portal and because of the portal, like the exits and the entrances, because everything's changing. I mean, strategy is cool, but we're shifting the drawing board to the trenches. This DeBoer standard, because it is, whether it wins or loses, or if it's mediocre, it's still his standard. He's all about the force. It's about to be enforced by some new faces, and some of these new faces got some bad intentions. I went over my video early this morning I released, and another one I released another time. Looked at some of these guys, and I came up with something called the Stampede factor. It's a measure from 1 to 7 to see how nasty these guys are based on reports and everything. These people, Caleb DeBoer, he ain't just bringing in some players out the portal because they got some skill. He's building a war machine. 16 transfers in that portal. And a lot of them got violence written in the fine print of their contract, their scholarships. Experts agree that the Tide's portal ranking, is exited the cellar. And now the Tide is 17th on 24/7 and now 45th on 3. Now, let me tell you, 45 is better than 61, right? And I think they were as low as 66. And to be honest, you're going to have to be up in the 20s to compete these days. You know, it's great to be a top 5 of high school kids, but now I would be very careful. I would take some 4 and 5 stars. I would leave all those scholarships for people that have basically been competing against grown men. And, you know, we're talking about, I broke all of them down on other videos, but we're talking about a massive human, like 6'7", 350 pounds, Nick Brooks from Texas. Media reports from Austin described this man as the nastiest man on the practice field in Texas, and that he plays with an intention to deliver pain on every down. I'm gonna just applaud that. And then you got USC's predator, Devon Tompkins is his name, and you know he's one of them. He's not a guy that just tackles you. He's trying to delete you from existence from the game film. I like that. That's what he's doing. That's what he's trying to. He's cutting his teeth off of just inflicting pain. You gotta love. I'm a Pittsburgh fan. Love James Harrison. I don't love him talking in front of a microphone, but I love James Harrison. He's trying to delete you off the field. That's what it's all about. Now, my personal favorite, Caden Strayhorn, 6'2", 308 pounds, coming from Michigan. Didn't play a lot into this last bowl game, and he was at IMG Academy with Michael Carroll. But he also Keon Sapp went there also, but. He also is his father played at Michigan State, so he already know the drill. His father was a captain of Michigan State, but this man, I gave him a stampede factor of 6. He is described as exceptionally aggressive, and he's a frequent practice fight initiator. I like that. I mean, he just slapping his own teammates in the mouth, and hopefully take that fight on the field. Now, so the message has been sent clear to the rest of our conference, and I'm not even doing the rest of college football. Toughness and violence are the only items on the menu at T-Time. I mean, they got the plays. They just ain't tough. Whether it made pluck tough, recruited tough, they ain't tough enough, whatever. DeBoer has made it known that he wants players to love running into the fight and have the courage of a blow. Now, this Porter class is 16-man evidence that, of that philosophy. Now, these 16 players, now some of them is a kicker and a long snapper. So I'm talking about really these, but they got I think they got 9 of these guys in the trenches, right? These guys, these 16 players, and like I say, several of them are bona fide dogs. They were handpicked for their grit and willingness to initiate contact rather than absorb it, because that's the only choice you have. You hit harder than the guys hitting you, or you're going to take a big lick. These guys trying to initiate contact early and often. And we're talking about guys who treat the football field like a gladiator arena. But the object is to dominate the man across from them. And this isn't a finesse operation anymore. Now, I know it remains to be seen. We're a long way from September. We're a long way from seeing FSU. I don't know if we play them in Tuscaloosa or wherever, but it will all be, it's all sounding good right now, but they got to coach it. So hopefully DeBoer has identified the need for those with bad intentions on every snap, not some of them. And these portal additions, these enforcers are a part of that new reality. So while Indiana has their moment in the sun, Miami heads back to the thrift store to return their jerseys. The tide is still rising, folks. We are 3 years into this because we're 3 crucial years. And we've got the moxie, we got the swagger, and we got the roster that's ready to get back to the grit and grind to the top of the mountain. So, I'm happy about that, and hopefully you're happy too. Going to the comment for a minute. Got what's going on, Nick, man? I'm gonna try to come over there and see Tez in a minute. Thank you for checking in with me. That's Nick over there at the Coolest Podcast, man, at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast. They are a Auburn-based show, but they have a good set of guys and have some real intense conversations over there. But now, I got to talk about a subject that makes my heart leap into the air and then it falls flat onto the floor in disgrace. talking about Alabama men basketball. I'm just tired, man. I mean, you know, one minute, you know, coach got me. I got heart palpitations and a triple overtime victory or a loss, and you know, I'm exhausted by the Nate Oates roller coaster, man. You know, but made no mistakes about it. You know, still gonna roll my tide, but Nate Oates is finally staring into the looking glass and acknowledging that, you know, you got a narrow escape again from Oklahoma, man. We beat them by 2 points. And I can't say that's not the Alabama standard. It's like what is our standard, man? He's taking the blame for lack of defensive intensity, and frankly, it's about time he realizes my nerves can't handle too much of this these self-inflicted dog fights. I've seen them from other teams last season. It just kind of drove me crazy. The man says the energy starts with the guy in the suit, and he's vowing to coach with the same fire we expect from the guys on the floor. Now, we got a Ferrari in the garage, but Oates need to stop driving it like he's looking for a parking spot at the grocery store, man. He need to let that thing go. This mini open week, man, it was a gift, man, to give these guys some rest so he can work on, you know, get a trained staff some overtime, getting people back healthy, you know, hit the film. Got to get recovery going and got to work on those little refinement things, you know, like defense. They got offense, the defense. And then when somebody just breaks through our defense, we end up in a dogfight and we end up losing because of defensive stuff. If we don't fix these defensive lapses, you know, we just a flashy team out there, man. We're looking like Dominique Wilkins and Atlanta Hawks back in the day. It looked good, neat, doing it. They wasn't gonna win nothing because it was just Dominique. And you get some good photos and posters. Lord knows I had plenty of them, even though I was a Magic Johnson fanatic. But you gotta fix this stuff, man. We're like a flashy, you know, high-octane engine with no brakes. And you know, when you think about the SEC Freshman of the Week, man, this guy's been doing his thing all season long. We got people out there doing stuff. Fowler doing his stuff. Coach Oates is just giving me gray hairs, and I'm bald-headed. That's not good. You know, the 2-point is Oklahoma even? I don't even know if Oklahoma's even good. I think they're number 20. I think they moved up to number 12 now, but are they actually good, man? I'm tired of the almost and the close calls. I ain't even looking for the whole championship win, man. I just want to get to the Final Four every year. Is that too much to ask? Let's say every other year. I guess man, it's just we're Crimson Tide, man. We gotta have moxie. It's time to start acting like we know we may not be the undisputed kings of the hardwood, but we need to act like, you know, we the Dukes or the Lord of the hardwood or something, man, because these teams just getting better around us, man. So that Final Four is paved with grit, but it's the kind of grit you're gonna need to play awesome defense. All this what if stuff and transferring in, I don't. How did our whole school lose defensive intensity? And I gotta say, I like Coach Womack, but it's too much running going on against that defense. How the whole school look? I mean, is the baseball and softball teams, are they playing with no gloves? Because it might as well. It'll all match. The university, like, nobody take grit to play defense. Offense, it should take a lot of grit. What kind of team you got? But defense, man, you got to get after it. And now, talk about some of the ladies of the Crimson Tide. They just bring a smile to my face. Love them to death. Oh, yeah. Here on Tight Sports, the ladies of the Crimson Tide will always be respected, never neglected. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to look over their achievements just because they ain't wearing an old funny hat with the metal face on it. I don't know if y'all know this, but the Crimson Tide cheerleaders just turned out the Universal Cheerleader Association Nationals. Oh yeah, they turned that thing into a private party. They did a good job. The rest of the country they had a closed party. Our teams went out there and won that championship, y'all. I don't know if y'all know this, man. Yeah. The tournament started on January 11th, and January 18th is all over. But the ladies brought home the trophy the other day. The all-girls team showed up with more moxie and the power of the whole state of Florida, because it was down in Orlando, and their performance was pure and true, unadulterated fire from start to finish. They did it. They brought home the championship. I'd like to tell y'all this because we got teams that's winning championships, because I am a Crimson Tide fan, and their team represents the Crimson Tide. Just so I can catch y'all up on how great we are, our co-ed team has co-ed, that's men and women. They got 4 titles. 1983, 2011, 2015, and they put on an absolute masterpiece last year in 2025. Now, a lot of shows, a lot of these podcasts are going to go here, they're not going to talk about this, but I'm going to give credit where credit's due, because some people working hard. The all-girls squad, they got 4 titles as well. 2015, 2020, 2022, and this weekend in 2026. Giving Alabama like 8 cheerleading national championships. Now, y'all can get it if you want to. I take it where I can get it. Put a smile on my face. Now, the Crimson Tide women, they're playing a special brand of basketball right now for them, which is winning. And they got most of the people in the SEC looking around like, is this Alabama? But even when they, they just tested my sanity a little bit. But they were doing good until I started watching. And then they lost to Tennessee. They messed around and lost to Auburn. I'm like, oh my God. Because usually you can't handle them, man. Probably not going to be able to beat LSU or South Carolina. I ain't going to lie. I'm just saying. But the team is looking a lot better. 8 days ago, we went over to Columbia, Missouri, and showed those Tigers that the only thing worse than their mascot, the ugly mascot, that sorry, terrible-looking mascot, was their perimeter doggone defense. As the Tide went out there and won 74-63, proving that number 21 in the country was just a starting point for Christy Kerr's squad of assassins. Then they got the flight back to Tuscaloosa. Man, Jessica Timmons, if y'all have not seen her play, when she on her game, she's electrifying. She's young too. I mean, the SEC office finally woke up and gave her SEC Player of the Week on January 13th, because frankly, she's been making defenders look stupid, like they're wearing skates. Like they out there wearing skates, she be killing them. But then we went down to the Plains on January 15th, and I'm still trying to get that taste of a 4-point loss to those stinking, nasty felines down there. Then they went to Texas in the scoring drive. I mean, it's just like, I just don't know, man. And finally, this thing over here with Tennessee, I don't know. We were doing good, man. Oh, that's right. We lost to the Vols on the 18th. It's just like we just got running into too many losses right there with them. They doing better than they did before. Coach Vickers at AU got AU women's basketball believing. Coach Vickers. She just made my naughty list. That's all I say about that. So we came out firing up, man, doing things against Tennessee, a 13-3 lead, making that orange-clad visitors look like the absolute, bad duck sauce running out of a packet. But we were up by 10 points in the third quarter, and I was ready to, parade on University Boulevard. Let's go. But then basketball got 4 quarters in it. Yeah. Later, boys' game got 2 halves. Ladies' game got 4 quarters. They went on a 17-5 run, and they closed us out. The final was 70-59, and quite frankly, it was frustrating as a traffic jam on McFarland Boulevard on a Friday afternoon in the rain. We had them, man. But we young. We got the talent. We got the speed. We got the height. But we let the big orange bully just take us to the floor. And you know what's worse than losing to Coach Vickers is a dude. Oh, I know that. Anyway, we know that big orange bully is was worse than losing them. We gotta always be reminded, man. Tennessee is a bunch of snitches. Now we're sitting at 17-3, 3-3 in the SEC. Could have been 4-2 easily. Really, 5-1. And it's time for this team to decide if they're going to be a hammer or the nail. I say be the hammer, baby. Matter of fact, be a rammer jammer. So I love this Tide team, but I'm worn out, man. Both of them from the inconsistency. You know, you're just inconsistent. Stop being inconsistent. Essex Cody is a beast on the boards. Jessica Timmons, he plays like, you know, the fire need to be studied by the scientists out there at Stanford somewhere in a fire lab. Just got flashes of brilliance all over the place, but we need to get that 40 minutes of get out of the way or get crushed. And I think we can do it. But Coach Curry, I think he can get the ladies back on track with that lockdown, no fly D, because she's teaching defense out there. I don't know what Coach Oates doing. She knows what defense. She's figured it out. Because last year they was kind of the same, but this year I think she can do it, man. So we heading into the meat of everybody's schedule, and the road don't get no easier from here on out. But there's one thing I know about the university is that, you know, they ain't trying to rebuild nothing. We ain't reload. We just gotta get everybody to do what they're supposed to do. From the football field all the way over to the hard court, all the way over to the balance beam. That's right, I said the balance beam, because we got a gymnastics team too. We got to get everybody on board. So I need you, Crimson Tide Nation, you know, get involved, man. Spend some money. Go to Coleman Coliseum if you can. If not, pay for the package and make sure you're watching it. Buy your We need more money going in. And if it's any billionaires out there that's wearing a Crimson Tide baseball cap, you know, you can come out here and get some too. Yeah. I figured you would like that. But that's it for tonight, folks. I'm going to drink some cold water, man, to lower my blood pressure and stuff before I watch another men's basketball team, man, because, you know, I'm fiery, man, because I care, man. I'm aggressive because I know their potential. You're wearing the scripted A, baby. And, you know, I got a good sense of humor because I'm from Alabama. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me here on the show. Subscribe, follow over there on TikTok or whatever y'all supposed to be doing on TikTok. And then, you know, hit the subscribe button, poke that like button right in the eye. I want to say, you know, thank everybody for making Alabama great always. It's me. Shout out to B Sharp and Sharpshooters Podcast, Kangaroo Black, Bama The Long Run with Piano Man. His show is kicking off here soon. Rags and Fitness, and the brothers over there, Auburn Addict, and Nick, who joined us today. Thank you for joining us, Nick, from the Water Cooler Podcast. Bubba and the Old Man. It's SC season. And Dustin over there at the Uptempo Podcast, the Huggy Beard himself, aka the Rooster Mac, who's an Auburn fan and an FSU fan. What's it called? Two forms of failure. And to Vandy Chris over at the Golden Broom Podcast, who I'm hoping that his quarterback, former quarterback, Diego, remember, his court case is clear? All his court. Did Diego Pavia lead the court? Is he going to the NFL now? Is he okay? Maybe Diego Pavia can join my team over there at the Pittsburgh Steelers as a third free agent signee. And I'm advising all non-analysts, man, you know, if you're wishing for the Tide to just fall off, just keep on hating, haters. We ain't going nowhere. So check in with me. Hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna be dropping some look for a new segment I got coming out. I haven't really named it yet. We're gonna have something to do with tundras, because elephant live on tundras, but it's gonna be about all different kind of stuff outside of really Alabama sports, but the things that impact Alabama. Like, do you know, are you aware that some programs are being investigated for allegedly laundering money through the NIL system? Yeah. I'm going to be talking about these things. I don't know how much we'll be able to say, but I'll be looking into it. So we'll see you next Tuesday right here on Around the Herd, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. Getting a text message coming in. That was kind of funny. You know, but, you know, keep it coming. And I'm going to try to do some player overviews on the guys we got coming in. And I also look at them high school people that probably, some of them may add something, but I don't know if some of them will. Shout out to you, Type. I appreciate it, man. But Nick and everybody who watches this show, who gets this far, always remember, roll, tide, roll.